Alright, third day here out at Preston. We're setting up the section now. Just taking off a course of bricks that aren't going to be seen due to the decking sitting 180 mil above these little stumps here. So that's going to cover up the height of these 5 courses. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 courses there. So we've got to step this out 25 mil. To have a 25 mil cavity here. We've got to catch up this side that's been racked back, so we're setting up a couple of boards here. We've also got a couple of courses to jump on. I'll get one of the boys to finish off that section that we had finished on Friday, and we're putting mud in. There's 2 batches out. We're gonna load it up, these boards, and then we don't have lintels here yet. So we're going to get it to the height of that window, that door, that window there. We may as well come around this side and do this little return here as well with the toothed work that we did on the first day. So realistically, it's probably a day's work across the back here. We don't have a hell of a lot of bricks left. There's 2 pallets or so. So we're just going to get this up, use what we can, get to the bar heights, move the scaffold around the side, get it ready for the next load of bricks tomorrow, and go from there. Let's see how we do. Thanks for watching. Been good to make a couple of videos again. It's nice weather here, blue skies, sun's out. Let's get into it. So this sand is really sort of grainy. It's got a lot of small, tiny little pebbles in it. I don't know if you can see from that mix, but it's really coarse as a batch. So we've been adding a little bit of plasticizer to help it out. We're using liquid lime. We have been using powder lime the last sort of couple of months, but we just found that with this sand, it's just not ideal. Let's see if I can grab it a little bit. This is what we're sort of up against at the moment. If you sift through, you can see a heap of pebbles in the sand, which is just makes life a little bit difficult when you're trying to get a nice, smooth, consistent mix. Also, we have issues with brick cleaning later on, so you've got to go really, really light on the brick clean, on the pressure wash, because otherwise you get through that first layer in the bed joint, and if you really hit that too hard or too close, you'll get a lot of pebble blowouts. So that's why you need to keep your brickwork as clean as possible with the products we're using sort of these days at the moment. So look, even this is a little bit dirtier than what I'd like. We'll have to go over some of these with a bit of a scraper. I typically want to see them all like this. That's what we want our brickwork looking like. Need to be clean. Of course, you're always going to get a little bit on there. As it dries up, you're going to see them later, but we need to try and keep them as clean as possible. That one there looks pretty clean. But yeah, there's always a bit of scaff rash, as my mate Gus calls it. Shout out to Gus at Cheney. A little bit of scaff rash that we're going to go over here. But yeah, that's what we'll do generally at the end of a job. Go around and just clean it all up. Make sure we dig away any bits at the bottom. Yeah, first mix is coming. First spread. First bit of mud in for the day. Let's go. Our 25 mil corbel there. We're off and running. One course on, and then vents next course, vents. And then flashing. The setup today, 5 brickies, 2 labourers again. Two labourers, yeah?
Yeah, I Lyle.
Lyle and you. Lyle doesn't count?
No,
Oh, flushing cord's gone down. This is what we got done. I know we couldn't really see from Friday's footage. I filmed from the front, but we got it down like a third of the way up to the height. We did have an extra lintel in the car, so I put it straight on this little one here, little 900 bar. Took a brick out here that's going to go over this 2100. Got another, what's that, 1500 bar there. So pretty much the plan is from here is to get it all up to the height of the bars, pretty much to where the insulation is. So we're going to get that all the way there, pretty much across the back, down the side. Tomorrow lintel should arrive. We can finish off this, have it all scaffolded and bricks up, ready to go to run the final 6 courses, I think it is, 6 or 7 courses above the lintel heights. As you can see, we've just left out where the vents are going to go until they arrive also. So it's a bit of a waiting game on this one, just to get all the equipment. That's the one thing that costs us a lot at times when you're working on a job and you're just waiting for deliveries. But look, we should be on track to finish. I think the rest of the bricks are coming Wednesday. We've got 4 piers to do at the back, which I'll try and set up a course probably tomorrow or 2 courses each, and run some profiles and some lines for the Wednesday when the bricks arrive. But we're on track to finish, I'd say Wednesday, Thursday, which hasn't been too bad. It'll end up being about 5 days, maybe 6 days on site for this one. So it's a good job. It's a good job. There's a couple of good straight stretches of wall. This one's good here. But that section there to there without a window or door, so that's going to be just straight bricks for 4 meters high. A little bit tight, but you're going to get that. Sills are going to all work. The one good thing about this job is that we haven't had cuts pretty much everywhere. We've wrapped it around pretty much all the way now, and we've only had 1 cut on the front, which has been really not what we're used to. So yeah, no, so far so good. We'll carry on now until you get Monday morning, blue skies, sun, some Aussie tunes on. You tell me where you'd rather be. Doesn't get much better than this. I'm copping a lot of flack for using these on the bed joints and the perp joints. I don't know about it. I rate these. If you use it correctly, there's no reason why you can't get a good finish. You're not pushing hard. That's the key. You don't want to burn the joints. No reason why you can't get a smooth joint, straight bed joint. Of course, you're going to have edges and lips on the bricks, but that's the bricks. That's the look. That's how they're manufactured. They're not all the same. They're not straight. But there's no reason why you can't get a smooth, full look with the Hubbard joiner or the Marshalltown barrel. Rate them highly. They cut them as they go. Of course, when you dry it up, it's a little bit wet. You might have some of these knots, so you just go over later. Cut them off with a trowel, brush it up. There's no reason why you can't get a good finish. So joining up using the barrel, that's the bed joints, perp joints. Keeping it relatively clean. Down this side, this section's getting longer as we go. It's opening up. I'm now going to have to get above this panel. So we've got about, I think from this point onwards, I think we've got about 1,100 bricks down this side to complete. So it's going to be a big-ish day. 3 courses to go to get this up to height, then we'll scaffold this. I'll jump up there, or I'll get one of the boys to do the last 2 of that, and then we can transfer all this trestles and scaffold down this side and as far back across the back as we can. Put the tyres on now. All right, 2 hours in, caught up that side to the same height. I think it's 20 courses off the ground. 7 or 8 batches in. Maybe 800 bricks so far, I would say. That's how it's looking. And around the side. Good work. Some nice work here. Beautiful. Perfect height for scaff. We'll try and get as far as we'll come as down that side, all the way, and then as far as we can down here. Better. But I think we're only going to be able to get up to the bar heights because we've got no lintels. So that's what the next thing I've got to do is go around and check all the lintel sizes and order the lintels. Hopefully they'll be coming here tomorrow. We're the only tradies on site today, which is good. There's a lot of space. This was all chocker block last week with timber, but the roof trusses have been put on, so we've got a little bit more room to push the barrows and work. We're eating into that sand now. There's a big sand here, mound of sand. I think there's about 4 or 5 metres that we've chewed up through there. And we're starting to get into that next lot now. The cement is all covered, thank goodness. It didn't go all hard, so it's going all right. We've got a couple of stacks, loose stacks of bricks here. I think there's a pallet and a tiny bit there, which is probably about 600 over there. So we should have enough to get through a day's work today. Let's get on to setting up that scaffold. All right, we're set up with the bricks, mud up. Gonna use a batch before lunch. Got mud coming through the windows here. It's a bit tight with this arvo, so we've got 15 courses to get up to the height of these bars. Just waiting on the supplier to hear back whether these are gonna be here this afternoon or tomorrow. So we could only have 600 to 700 bricks to lay, so it'll only get us to about 1,500 for the day. Could be either a 1,500 brick day or an over 2,000 brick day, depending on how many lintels come, if we get them. We're going to get these bricks in now and have a bite to eat. Mix number 7 or 8. Mix number 8 for the day. Turn it around. Getting there, nearly there. Clean these barrows as we go. Give the side a little clean before we head off today. That's the front section that we got done Friday. Bar height, I need to catch this little panel up. There's going to be a variation here. I think this is going to get lifted up to the height of the custom door. So there's that. What we got done down the side there. Pretty high wall. And then we've got 2 courses done before lunch. So we have 14 more to go to get to the height of the lintels. I think that's pretty much all we're going to get done. We'll probably have to leave this scaffold up overnight, put a few more bricks on before we go, make sure we've got enough to finish in the morning. Then we'll put the wrap on ourselves above these head heights of these openings. We'll put a bit of insulation there in the morning, and then we'll probably have, I think it's 400 to go on top of those final 5 courses above those doors and openings. So that's the plan for tomorrow morning, and then we'll set out the piers, because there are 4 piers that go up 42 courses at the al fresco. That will leave us with 2 sections to go on Sills Wednesday. I think I'm thinking Wednesday we'll be out of here, which will be, what would that be, 5 days on the job site. So it's not too bad for a 8,000 brick house or so. That's the plan now. We're about to pull out that mix. Here we go. See how his mix is. relatively mixed. Doesn't look very sandy. The mixes have been pretty good today. The weather's been sensational. We've been lucky we haven't had too much rain the last couple of weeks. We're working in the shade, so we're not in the sun, which is also handy. But yeah, we're gonna crack on now and keep it going. Just pushing mud up through the windows. Well, I'm not, but Liam is.
We've got prostate gloves.
With his, yeah, look at those gloves. Bend over. We're getting them through these windows, making sure we cover them up so they don't get mud all in the tracks there. We typically like to put the mud boards right where the windows are so we can push them through when we've got tight access. So there's a board there. Not a board there, but usually we put a flat one there so we can either fill them up with buckets and then move them down the side where we can't get access to, or we just double shovel. We put it on a big square board there, dump the mud there, and someone will grab a shovel and shovel around. But that's what we've got. We set a profile up halfway because we don't have enough scaffold to get all the way to that little return that we did this morning. Boys are still on the phone, still chilling. Probably only going to spend 2 hours here to get up to height, and then we'll get out of here. Yeah, we're a bit skinny, a bit tight down here. Yeah. A bit tight down this section. Oh, I'm even out of mud too. Mud dirt. Getting it in. 4 courses off the bar height. The bars are blocked up, but we've changed our mind. We're just going to get 2 more mixes done. We're going to wash up because we've got a decent drive home. We've got about an hour's drive from where we live, so we're just going to get this up to a reasonable height, maybe get the bars on, and then wash up for the day. All the boys are getting the last of the courses on for the day. We're just washing it up at the front, putting stuff away, and I was just getting this trowel cleaned up. What I typically do is dip it in the sand over there, grab a little bit of chipped brick, like this, get it right into these crevices here. Give it a bit of a rinse off. If I need another bit of sand to go through, make it a bit coarse, I generally do, but this trowel is now, I think it's just under a month old, relatively clean. And it just had me wondering what you guys use to clean. I've heard of diesel being used, but at the friggin' price of $3 a litre, I'd rather not. Yeah, let me know what you guys use to clean your trowels, your shovels and all that sort of stuff. I'd appreciate it. Right, the day's done. 1,800 bricks in for the day. Thanks for tuning in again. Big shout out to Santi for coming to see me today. Made my day there. That was good. Appreciate you watching the video. We ended up getting 1,800, just shy of 2,000, but we've got it up to the height of the lintels. Lintels have arrived in the garage, so tomorrow will just be a matter of wrapping that 6 courses or so at the top of there. Section here that's been framed out with the door, so we've got to work our way up and over that bar there. We do have a little section at the back that we've left off also, and tomorrow we'll make a start on running a couple of courses around those 4 piers down the back. But thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers, guys.